Coming up on this edition of Quincy in Focus. The Quincy Symphony Orchestra takes center stage at Quincy High School. $7 million is raised for Children's Hospital at the annual Saving by Shaving event.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
Congratulations.
And a new City Council President is sworn in. These stories and more coming up on Quincy in Focus. Hello everyone and welcome to Quincy in Focus, Quincy Access TV's news magazine show. My name is Jonathan Caleri and I'm part of the staff at Quincy Access TV. We kick off this episode with the inauguration of Mayor Thomas Koch back in January, beginning his 6th term in office and officially making him the longest serving mayor in city history. The mayor talked about his vision for the city of Quincy over the next 4 years during his inauguration speech.
Would you please raise your right hand and repeat after me? I, Thomas Peter Koch,
I, Thomas Peter Koch,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts,
to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts,
and I will support the Constitution thereof,
and I will support the Constitution thereof.
so help me God.
So help me God.
I, Thomas Peter Koch,
I, Thomas Peter Koch,
do solemnly swear and affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will faithfully and impartially
that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform
perform
all the duties incumbent upon me
all the duties incumbent upon me
as mayor of the city of Quincy,
as mayor of the city of Quincy,
according to the best of my abilities
according to the best of my abilities
and understanding,
and understanding,
agreeably
agreeably
to the rules and regulations
to the rules and regulations
of the Constitution
of the Constitution
and the laws of the Commonwealth
and the laws of the Commonwealth
and the ordinances of the city of Quincy.
and the ordinances of the city of Quincy.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I, Thomas Peter Koch,
I, Thomas Peter Koch,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
Congratulations.
I say it often, I have truly been blessed. This is the best job in the world. It is a privilege granted to me by the people of our community and made possible only through the support of family, friends, and my colleagues in government who work so hard every day on behalf of our city. My appreciation for the trust you have placed in me will never diminish. I am immeasurably blessed by my family, starting with my parents, the late Dick and Simone Koch, who instilled in me a great passion for the city and for making it a better place. My brothers and sisters, whose love and counsel I cherish most of the time. My children, Cornelius, Abigail, and Thomas, who make me incredibly proud to see the adults they have become. And to my wife, Christine, whose sacrifices and commitment to our family make everything possible. As I close my remarks this morning, I am mindful of the people in this room and the work you do in our community. In one of the most famous inaugural addresses, President John F. Kennedy said, "May God's work truly be our own." There is no better example of that than what happens at the local level. City employees, houses of worship, the business community, labor, nonprofits, and fraternal organizations, all providing hope and dignity to people in need. For all of us Quincy kids and those who have adopted Quincy, let us continue to make God's work truly our own. Thank you, and may God bless the city of Quincy.
City Councilor at Large Nina Liang is the new president of the Quincy City Council after being elected to the post by her fellow councilors. During her inauguration speech, Liang talked about the post, her hopes for the city, and the duties before the council over the next 2 years.
On the agenda is the nomination and election of the City Council President. I will now accept nominations for the City Council President for the 2020-2021 session. I would first like to recognize Ward 3 Councilor Ian Kane. Thank you.
It is my distinct honor to make a motion for the nomination of Councillor Nina Liang as Council President. Over the last 4 years, Councillor Liang has been a tireless advocate for those in the city without a voice or connection to politics, and has not shied in taking some flack for doing so. These qualities have demonstrated her capacity as a leader, and I look forward to watching her lead the City Council over the next 2 years.
I would now like to recognize Ward 2 Councillor Brad Kroll.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. It is with great enthusiasm that I second the nomination for Council President with Nina Liang. She has the compassion, the intellectual curiosity, and I think the commitment that will truly launch this Quincy City Council into the next decade.
8 members voted. It is a unanimous vote, and the motion passes. Congratulations to Councillor Nina Liang. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Nina Liang,
I, Nina Liang,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts,
to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts,
and I will support the Constitution thereof,
and I will support the Constitution thereof,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I, Nina Liang,
I, Nina Liang,
do solemnly swear and affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will faithfully and impartially
that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform
discharge and perform
all the duties incumbent upon me
all of the duties incumbent upon me
as President of the Quincy City Council,
as President of the Quincy City Council,
according to the best of my abilities
according to the best of my abilities
and understanding,
and understanding,
agreeably
agreeably,
to the rules and regulations of the Constitution
to the rules and regulations of the Constitution
and the laws of the Commonwealth
and the laws of the Commonwealth
and the ordinances of the City of Quincy.
and the ordinances of the City of Quincy.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I, Nina Liang,
I, Nina Liang,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
Congratulations.
Thank you to the residents of Quincy and to my colleagues in government. It is an honor to serve you all and to be elected as your City Council President. In 1888, the residents of Quincy came together to set a new course by creating a charter that established the City of Quincy. Their decision set us on the path that has led to the incredible community that we call home today. 131 years ago, as it still is today, the true strength of our city is its people, the diverse and committed individuals who have chosen to call Quincy home. I am excited about the next 2 years and for what the future holds for all of us in Quincy. I am honored to lead this body and only hope that my efforts and that our efforts will justify the faith and confidence that has been placed in me. Thank you.
The City of Quincy honored the life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. at its annual breakfast held at Quincy High School. This year's keynote speaker was Joe Finn, former Quincy City Councilor at Large and Executive Director of the Massachusetts Housing and Shelter Alliance.
So I was thinking about Dr. Martin Luther King the other day, or a few days ago, and I couldn't really come up with the song that really sent a message through that I wanted to, so I wrote one. And so this one's called At the End of the Day. Don't look back in the dark, you can be the one who lights the flame. Don't let this world burn down in silence. Use your voice, don't use the violence. Maybe we will all have a dream by the end of the day. Oh, oh, at the end of the day. Oh, 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 at the end of the day.
I'm not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, no one will love you as you are. But I won't let them break me down.
And I did want to acknowledge, I know that the very wonderful speech that Joe Finn spoke of, he talked about memory and how we remember things. And yesterday we lost a great American here in Quincy. Mr. Russ Erickson, who was 97 years old, he had flown 33 bombing missions over Europe in the fight against evil at that time. So keep Mr. Erickson in your prayers. He lived a great life. He was a true American patriot. Another reminder that freedom is not free. We got to hold to our faith. We got to remember that, in my opinion, we have far more in common with each other in this country than what divides us. We truly do. We got to find that common ground. So let us pray for peace in our hearts, peace in our homes, and peace in the world. Enjoy your day. God bless.
The Lunar New Year was kicked off in style here in the city of Quincy at the annual Lunar New Year celebration sponsored by Quincy Asian Resources, held at North Quincy High School. The festival included food and entertainment from all around the world, and of course included the famed and much anticipated Lion Dance.
First of all, I want to wish everyone here a prosperous and joyful year in the year of rat. 我恭祝大家鼠年新年快樂，步步高升，身體健康。So first of all, I want to thank Quincy Asian Resources, the whole team, Joanne Kelly, Rocky Chan, Tina, Paul, and the planning committee, David So and Lily Chu. They spent many days and nights planning this event. With all the things going on, they make it work. And then also we want to thank the sponsors, the partners, been supporting us, and then also supporting the immigrants, and then also supporting their contributions to the community. Thank you so much for all the sponsors, all the vendors, all the performers. And then one more thing, the most important thing that we can make this happen is because the support of the city. The city, everyone from the police, from the public school, from the Department of Safety, fire station, they make it work and make it so beautiful happening for us. And before we kick off, I want you guys to join me to welcome our Mayor Cook, one of our greatest supporters to the immigrants and to the community, to help us to kick off this amazing event. Please join me, our Mayor, Thomas Cook. Thank you.
Thank you, Philip. And on behalf of the City of Quincy, welcome everybody. Certainly a Happy New Year to everyone. I want to thank Philip for the leadership he's brought to Quincy Asian Resources, doing a remarkable job. Congratulations to the staff and the volunteers for putting today's event together. I want to acknowledge, we heard from about some of the electeds here. I think Senator Timilty has joined us, and Sheriff McDermott has joined us. I want to acknowledge them. And my lovely wife. I met my wife in the school back in 1979 in homeroom. So I want to thank Christine for always being there for me. We're very fortunate in this city. We continue to be a city of immigrants. For 100 years, if you go back and look at our history, whether it was Germans or Irish, Italians, today, Chinese, Vietnamese, Albanian, whatever it may be, Quincy has always been a welcoming community. Diversity is our strength. And we have far more in common than that divides us. Let us keep that in mind as Americans, right? So it's a great honor to be your mayor. Thank you, Quincy Asian Resources, for what you do for our newcomers. Enjoy your day. Happy New Year. God bless.
Happy New Year, the Rat! How is everybody doing? Hey, this is Quincy, Massachusetts, right? I think we got more energy than this. How is everybody doing? Thanks for being here. Again, 1, 2, 3. Hey, Lion! Wake up!
A community meeting was recently held at Southwest Middle School to discuss the future of the former Lowe's Home Improvement Store located on Bergen Parkway. The meeting was organized by Ward 4 Councilor Brian Palmucci and featured a presentation by the MBTA to turn the site into a bus maintenance facility.
Slide. So the program that I'm managing is really designed to try to do three things. So one is we get constant requests from cities and towns, advocates, the business community to try to provide more bus service because we have a lot of people, we have a lot of bus routes that are crowded, you can't get on them. And one of the realities is we're currently constrained by our facilities. So we are limited in our ability to add more bus service, particularly during peak periods, because we simply have no place to store and maintain them. A second goal that I alluded to earlier is we're really looking to really make the bus a cleaner, more environmentally sustainable mode. So we're trying to convert all of our facilities to be able to accommodate battery electric buses. And then the third one relates to our workforce. So it's not surprising that if you have facilities that are 50, 75, 100 years old, these are not state-of-the-art, high-quality work environments for our workforce. So that's another key component of this program, is to try to give our employees a really good, modern workplace, to give them the best shot of keeping our vehicles up and running so we can serve our customers. The reason why we're starting with Quincy, in addition to wanting to do all these things for Quincy, if you go to the next slide, Quincy has some specific challenges that are requiring us to move as quickly as we can to try to improve this. As you can see, all of the things I mentioned before are true. The Quincy facility on Hancock Street is really constrained. We've got things all around us there that would prevent us from really expanding the fleet size at that location. And frankly, if we were to make the modernization investments to allow battery electric buses to be served here, we would not even be able to get the 86 buses that we currently operate out of Quincy there. Most of our Quincy service radiates out of Quincy Center. So the Hancock Street facility is in a really good location for that, about a mile west of the center. This facility is a comparable distance to the south. So this was by far the most attractive site that we saw in our search. Go to the next slide. You can see from the picture here, we're envisioning a much more modern workplace, again, for our mechanics, for our bus operators. This is going to be a modern, fully enclosed facility that we think will be an attractive addition to the community. And again, this is going to be our first facility where we can operate battery electric buses. Those buses they're quieter, they're much cleaner. On next steps, we are in conversations with the entity controlling the site about trying to get in there so we can use it for these short-term uses. Moving forward with a permanent bus facility here, there are a host of environmental processes we have to go through, as well as federal regulations that govern how we would acquire the property for the long term.
So where would the egress be then? You would come down Penn Street?
No, we're looking to try to get a second means of egress from Bergen Parkway.
That'd be a smart move. So I like what you're saying, Scott, that you're gonna work with these people to see if they want to sell their property, but will you commit now to not taking their property, a Quincy business, by eminent domain?
No, I can't commit to that now.
That's uncomfortable. Really.
Protected by eminent domain.
This is all new information that you were going to try to buy their property and that you're trying to make a second entryway to Bergen Parkway. It's a very uncomfortable position for me to be in, and I think these folks deserve better than that. They deserve better than having I mean, that's not right. You're not dealing with people fairly.
QA-TV member William Del Monte, also known as Jazzy Bill, has a new show airing on Quincy Access TV called On the Road with Jazzy Bill, and it features his many stops at events and happenings around Quincy and throughout the South Shore.
nice day out today.
Something happened.
Spin the wheel, buddy. Mark, and I want you to film me spin the wheel, okay?
All right.
Wow. Big bucks, big bucks. Water.
Water.
Quincy residents went to the polls on March 2nd for the presidential primary, and QATV intern Ryan McWade was at the polls to talk with City Clerk Nicole Crispo about the election.
Hey, I'm Ryan McWade. Welcome to At the Polls. Today we're at Adams Academy at Ward 5, Precinct 3 here in Quincy. And today we're going to have a chat with Nicole Crispo, and we're going to be going over some of the things that you need to know for next November. So come inside and we'll have a chat. Okay, so today is Super Tuesday. Good morning, Nicole. Can you just give us an overview about what's going on today and what's your role in all this?
Yes, of course. I'm the Quincy City Clerk. My name is Nicole Crispo, and it is Super Tuesday, and we're happy all our voting places are open. We have 31 in our city. We've been working really hard to prepare for this day, and we want everybody to get the opportunity to come out and vote.
Okay, thank you. And can you speak on how many residents did use the absentee? And if those don't know, can you explain what the absentee voting is and how you can get enrolled in that maybe for November and the early vote as well? Can you explain that?
So absentee voting is for anyone that can't get to the polls on Election Day, whether it is due to a disability, a religious belief, or they're just out of the city on Election Day. They can take advantage of absentee voting. Early voting is anybody, no excuses, can vote in the designated spot during designated hours.
Thank you for the clarification. And if somebody's not participating in the vote today, can you give some measures that they could take maybe for November if they're not doing it today? Do they need to do anything? Do they need to have any type of identification on them?
Okay, so if you wish to register to vote, you can certainly go to the City of Quincy website, or which is quincyma.gov, and there's a link there to get to Secretary Galvin's website. You can register to vote online. Okay, there is a September primary as well as the November final election, and so you'll want to get that September 1st is the election, so you want to get that done in early August so that you're registered for September. And you can always call our office and we can help you at 617-376-1144 for any election-related questions you may have. Where to vote, how to register to vote, if you're already registered, change your party or change your address.
Okay, thanks. That was awesome. And can you just speak a little bit more on central tabulation and what that means for Massachusetts and Quincy specifically?
So, of course, we're very happy to have central tabulation facility. We are one of 2 demo sites in the state that is working on that today. And what it is we're counting the ballots in-house with a high-speed counter. And so it's a designated polling place at City Hall with poll workers opening the ballots, checking in the same way they do the absentees, but they don't have to go out to the polling place. So we found in 2016 that we had so many that voted early, it bogged down the polling place. So we're trying to keep the flow going and keep everybody happy, and we want it to be a convenience for everybody. So we're trying to take the bulk of the early voting and do it at City Hall.
Is the city taking any precautions regarding the coronavirus this year?
We're doing our due diligence. If you can see right over here, we have wipes available for everybody that comes in and out of the polling place. We have hand sanitizer on the tables, and we're encouraging the poll workers to go around and clean the pens and just wipe down the booths themselves. I don't see it being a problem today.
Thank you for your time, Nicole, and I appreciate everything, so thank you.
Okay, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Ward 3 Councilor Ian Kane recently held a community meeting at the Montclair Elementary School to discuss a proposal for a 65-unit apartment complex at 0 Harriet Ave. The developer's proposal was met by opposition from both Councilor Kane and area residents.
So tonight, as you all know, there's a proposed development at 0 Harriet Ave, which is the area down in Montclair where Ardell, Vershire, and Harriet Ave meets at the back of President's Golf Course. And after the presentation, we're more than happy to take questions and to field responses. I know that everyone has their particular concerns about this project. So again, thank you for being here tonight.
Just in terms of an overview, 0 Harriet Ave here highlighted in red. It's over 3 acres in size, which is pretty rare for this neighborhood. It's about 133,000 square feet of land area, nestled into a pretty substantial grove of trees in neighborhood, which we'll get in and show you some of the site, but this is the view down. You can see the heavy buffer of existing foliage along there as we turn the corner and come back up. We're essentially proposing to put the development behind this. In terms of an overview, so the outline of the parcel here, we're proposing to enter the site off of Harriet Ave here. The building on the left will have the majority of the houses that's kind of furthest away from the neighborhood. This is just an initial sample layout for like a typical 1-bedroom, but again, as I mentioned, the mix, the building to the left will house the 65 units, so again, the range of unit mix throughout the building itself. And then the townhouses will be basically 3-bedroom units, 4-family style, along to the right of the property. We are looking to kind of create a high-quality architecture, again, more than open to your suggestions back from the community as we start to shape it. So we are proposing a maximum of 6 stories on the multifamily building to the left, and then 3 stories for the residential townhouses.
My name is James Coughlin. I'm the president of the Neighborhood Association in this area, Montclair Walston. Many of you may see things come from me often. I have a lot of questions for the proposal. I don't agree with it. I'll just be very clear. There are 2 ways this can go. Number one, we can fight this project the whole way through the ZBA, through the planning process, through DEP. They've got to go to the state to get a permit approval to actually build on what was formerly a right-of-way for a transit authority. So there's a lot of steps that we can do. Or you guys can go to my Facebook page, montclairwalston.com, our Facebook page, and sign a petition. And essentially what the petition says is, we implore the city of Quincy to purchase this land, either by agreement with these folks or through eminent domain, to use it for commercial, recreational use for the neighbors. That's something that, I don't know, you can Google it, you don't have to call it. You can Google right now, you can Google, Newton just did this. Newton is in the process, they have community preservation planning approval to purchase 17 acres from Boston College. They were in talks to acquire that land, and it fell through. So they went to the CPC, they approved it, and they're going down that process. If it doesn't work through agreement, which, I mean, we could ask the city of Quincy to make a reasonable offer for these folks so that we can leave this open. There's no reason why this shouldn't be part of the Ponce River Trails where you got bike trails on the other side. Anyone who wants to talk to me after, I'm happy to talk to you. This is the reason why that association was founded in 1991 by Larry Cretion, by Howie Crowley, who I see here, by a lot of other people. This is the purpose of this association being in existence. So if you guys want to talk further, happy to talk to you. Like I said, Facebook page, montclairwallaston.com. I'll help you through the entire process of what we're going to do. We're going to file, anyone can file it. You file an application for the community preservation funds to be utilized for this purpose. So we're going to plan to do that. We're going to see how that process works out. It's a political process. I can tell you all the people that need to approve it. I can tell you all the politicians that need to be made aware of what's going to happen. So I don't have any questions for this because I don't agree with it. There's no reason for this to be built here. So, I mean, for me, I'm done. The meeting for me is over.
Granite Telecommunications recently held its annual Saving by Shaving event, and this year alone raised over $7 million for Children's Hospital in Boston. Some of those who participated in getting their heads shaved included Governor Charlie Baker, Saints quarterback Drew Brees, and many Boston area personalities and athletes.
The Boston Red Sox, please make some noise for David Ortiz. And now, I believe he still continues to be the most popular governor in the United States of America, our Governor Charlie Baker.
First all-time in goals and points by a defenseman in the history of the NHL. 11 all-time points, 13-time first-team All-Star, 1980 Rookie of the Year, 5-time Norris Trophy winner for the best defenseman, 2001 Stanley Cup champion, which was toured. The Stanley Cup was brought to 2 cities because we loved him so very much. Big round of applause, Ray Ward.
Up next, a World Series champion, pitched for the Boston Red Sox from 2005 up until 2010. Hyde Park native Manny Del Carmen. Round of applause.
Thank you, Manny. Had a lot of fun today, but what we really came here to do was to help children around the world. So without further ado, I have the distinct pleasure and honor, because of the sacrifices you have made, to present a check for $7 million.
QATV member Les Gossel has a new show called Navigate Your Financial Future, offering some financial advice and tips when looking for a financial advisor.
Welcome to Navigate Your Financial Future. I am your co-host, Leslie Gossel. I go by the name of Les. So first I want to introduce my co-host with me, Mike.
Well, I started in the financial services industry in 1995. Got started in research, where I was actually researching investments for a bank trust department. Then I transferred over to a fixed income money manager, so I had experience dealing with bonds and fixed income investments. And then transitioned over to private wealth management. And very recently I've joined up with Mainsail Advisor Group and yourself and our team in Milton, Massachusetts. And that's a little bit about my background and how I got to work with yourself.
I tell you, Mike, I'm really happy we're together. I think we were a great team. My background is that in the early 70s, I became a CPA, Certified Public Accountant. Somewhere in the 90s, late 90s, mid 90s, I became licensed as a licensed financial advisor. We also started a company called Mainsail Advisors back in 1999, and we have grown since. So over the years, we're a CPA firm, Gossel, Buckets, Justin, that has matured both from a financial point of view and from an accounting point of view.
And I think where we really are unique is that we have this integrated model of both the tax planning as well as the financial planning. And it's really important, I think, that you can combine both of those, not only from the financial planning aspect, but also to minimize taxes and how taxes impact your own financial security and that side of things. So I think that's really the main advantage or the main focus that we provide.
And that's exactly the essence of what we want to bring over to these shows in terms of what a financial plan really consists of, and try to separate some of the myths and mistakes that are out there in the public, and there are a lot. We want to be able to have people understand what their goals and objectives are and why that's so important in terms of trying to create your own financial plan and your own financial future.
The City of Quincy recently held its annual Winterfest celebration on President's Day weekend. Despite the cold, crowds came out and participated in music, food, and lots of fun.
We're out here today at the Winterfest, and it's a little frigid, but hey, it's not going to stop the people from coming out. I want to thank everybody involved with today, because guess what? We can go indoors, and that's where I'm going to get ready to go is indoors, because it's about 15 degrees out here today. But we're out here and we're doing this, and I'm glad we're doing things here on the Hancock Adams Common, which is a fantastic place for our folks and our citizens to come out and enjoy. So thank you, and we'll see you soon.
Hey everybody, welcome to Winterfest. We are the new band.
you very much for coming, and we hope you enjoy the rest of the day.
The Quincy Symphony Orchestra recently held a classical concert at Quincy High School, and it featured the talents of Boston Symphony Orchestra cellist Mickey Katz, who was the featured soloist during the Cello Concerto No. 1. That's all for this edition of Quincy in Focus. For more information about Quincy Access TV, or if you're interested in producing your own show and becoming a member of QATV, log on to our website at qatv.org or give us a call at 617-376-1440. My name is Jonathan Clary, and we'll see you next time on Quincy in Focus.